Hi everyone, welcome again to Heart of Philly, and today we're here again with Shereen Pavlides. Hi Shereen,
Hi.
It's great to see you.
It's great to see you again.
We're back again at holiday time, and it's about a year ago, right?
1 year.
A year ago that we were together.
It's the fall festive season.
Yes, we're going to learn and see how to make some great appetizers and drinks for the holidays. Shereen's going to teach us that. And so, Shereen, how have you been? I saw you a year ago, and we had a great butternut squash recipe. So what are we in for today? Some goodies, right?
Today we have an asparagus wrapped prosciutto. So these are great, really simple hors d'oeuvres to serve during the holiday season. I love these. I've been doing these for a long time. So I have a little twist on them today. And a candy apple martini.
Oh, yum, yum.
My favorite. This is a good one.
I didn't think I've ever heard of that. This is something you whipped up, didn't you?
I did. Last year I developed this recipe, so it's a good one. I think you're really going to like it.
So what else have you been doing? You've been busy, I understand, the past year.
I'm busy. I'm still developing recipes, writing cookbooks, and I have my own blog, my own food blog, which is tweetneats.com, and that's going great. So on TweetNeats, I have fresh and easy recipes, tutorials, videos, swanky date nights where my husband and I, we go out on a date. There's a little fashion involved, and I critique the restaurants, and also entertaining with ease. So I sort of will host you through a very easy dinner party, and they're sort of like themed dinner parties.
What kind of response have you been getting with the date night?
Date night's the number one hit. People love date night. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I love doing it, and my friends love doing it. So we sort of have my rotation of friends that they'll call me up and they're like, "Are you doing date night? I want to be a part of date night." So it's great.
Well, that's something that a lot of couples kind of, you have your family now, and I think a lot of people have learned you need that special time. So
I love it. You need it. You need it just to unwind and relax, and it doesn't have to be at the Four Seasons. I also throw in a little cheap date nights from time to time, so that way it sort of lets everybody know you can go on a date at any cost.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So okay, Shereen, let's see what we're going to do today. Let's step right into it.
All right, we're going to start cooking. Okay, so we're going to make asparagus wrapped prosciutto. And we're going to just slather a little bit of Boursin cheese, which is a gourmet cheese. It's real cheese, has herbs. This one has chives in it. And we're going to just put a touch of honey. So you're going to have salty, sweet, and a little creamy and a crunch from the asparagus. So the first thing you want to do is take one bunch of asparagus. So there's about, I'm just going to grab my knife. There's about 30 asparagus in a bunch. So here's the best way when you trim your asparagus. These are relatively thin enough we don't have to shave them. You don't want them pencil thin, not for this recipe. You just want a nice sort of medium spear. Break it, and that's your natural break. This is the fibrous part, and you don't want this, so you want to get rid of this. So I sort of just measure it like that, cut the rest, and voila. So we're going to bring this to a boil, and we're going to pop these in, and we're going to boil them and cook them for about 3 minutes until they're tender crisp. Okay, so they go in, and then we're going to season with a little bit of salt. So you want a little salted water, boil them for 3 minutes, then magically we have some already done. So here's our asparagus. So these are already cooked, and then you want to take your prosciutto. So prosciutto is just really a cured ham. So here's what we're going to do. So this is basically the assembly part of preparing the asparagus. So while we're working ahead on the asparagus that's already cooked, when these are done cooking at 3 minutes, it's so important. We have an ice bath here. We're going to shock them in cold water. That'll stop the cooking and preserve the color, and then we'll dry them really, really well. And this is where we sort of sped up, and here we are here. So here's our prosciutto. So you want to have, so if you have 13 spears, I just like to have half. We don't want too much prosciutto sort of slathering over the asparagus. And then you're just going to brush it with just a little bit of the Boursin cheese, and you can find this at any grocery store. And then you want just a little zip, that's it, of honey. So then you have that honey, you sort of have the sweet, the creamy, the salty from the prosciutto, and then I like to fold each end just like this. That way no one can see what's inside.
It's a surprise.
It's a little surprise. And then we're just gonna, let me condense this. We're just going to wrap it just like you would a cigarette.
Okay.
That's it. Really easy. So these are really elegant, but yet they could be rustic too. So it's super easy to cook. You only have 3 minutes and you just have a little preparation time, and that's it. And then we'll just roll the rest of them and add them to our platter. How easy is that?
That's pretty good.
That's a really easy appetizer, right?
Yes.
And these are a favorite in my house.
I think the combination of all the flavors, it seems like it's going to be a really delicious appetizer.
And here's a little tip for you too. You want your boursin, you want the cheese to be room temperature so that way it's easy to spread. But then you want your prosciutto to be chilled so that way it's easier to work with as well. Do you want to taste one?
Yes. So where is the best place to purchase the prosciutto?
Anywhere.
Anywhere.
So you could get this at the deli counter and just ask them per how many slices. Just remember, one slice, you only need a half a slice. So if you have 13 spears, just ask for 15 slices of prosciutto. Plus, they also do sell it in the refrigerated case.
Okay. And also, do you ask for it sliced on the thinner side?
No, they'll
or?
slice it according to it because it's very tricky.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll layer it for you. They'll take care of you because if it all sticks together, really hard to get apart. So you have salty, you have creamy, you have a little sweetness from the honey, you have that saltiness from the prosciutto. It's nice, right? A little crunch from the asparagus.
Oh, it's very good. Very good.
Good. I think I'll have one too.
I love the combination, the cheese with the prosciutto and the asparagus. It's a very tasty combination. I think I like this one.
These are
I
good.
like it.
So now our asparagus are cooked for about 3 minutes to their tender crisp. And then super, super important, you want to blanch them. So all we're doing is putting them into an ice bath. A bowl of cold water with ice. This is going to stop the cooking, keeping them nice and crisp, and preserve the green color because we eat with our eyes first. We want them to be really, really green. Once they're cooled, nice and cool, we're going to take them to a paper towel lined plate where we're going to dry them really, really well. And then we're just going to assemble them. And this is the fun part. This is when you can get your kids involved. They can help you in the kitchen. It's really easy just to assemble them, and it's a really elegant appetizer.
Now, what would you suggest, how many appetizers, if let's say you're going to have 10 to 15 people over, how many different appetizers should you prepare?
Well, it all depends on what type of party you're having. If you're having dinner, 2 appetizers is plenty. And keep them simple because you have a lot of work to do in the kitchen. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself. Something like this is great because you could prepare this ahead, wrap it in plastic, put it in the fridge. You could do that 4 hours ahead, so you're taking that stress off of you. And then I'd say maybe do a dip. Also I have roasted nuts on my on tweetneats.com is one of my recipes for a starter. So that's good too. And then you have a featured cocktail. Keep it simple.
Because if you have too many appetizers,
then everyone's full and they're not going to eat the meal.
They don't want to eat dinner.
And then you'll be angry.
That's true. So now how about if it was appetizers and drinks? How many do you think you would make? What would you suggest?
Well, you have to also consider too, you want to fill their belly. So maybe I would do some flatbread. So you have that bread that sort of will absorb and fill their belly a little bit. So if you just keep in mind, don't have something like the asparagus is not really going to fill them. It's just going to make them happy and sort of curb their appetite. So I would do a little variety of both. That way they feel satisfied. I'm going to say maybe 4 or 5.
4 or 5 different
appetizers. But make some of them hearty, so that
Right.
way they feel good. You could do, gosh, the sky's the limit. I love doing a flank steak where I'll slice it on a bias, put it on a beautiful platter, and do like a remoulade or an aioli, and that's a good one because there's your protein. And then maybe do a flatbread, and then maybe do this, and then maybe do the nuts, and
that's good.
You're good right there, yeah. People don't eat as much as we think.
Right, a little bit at a time. They love picking.
All right, cocktail time. So the first thing you want to do for the candy apple martini is we're going to rim our glass with red sugar crystals. So super important, you take a lemon. So the lemon's going to create a stickiness around the rim of the glass that you really can't do water because you need that sort of stickiness of the lemon. And then I just put the red crystals, the red sugar crystals, on a plate, rim the glass. So each time you take a sip, you have a nice little sweetness. Okay, so then we're going to make
that's how it's done.
Yeah,
that's the secret.
Pretty easy. Just a lemon. That's all it takes is a lemon. Okay, now to make the cocktail, what we're going to do is fill our Boston shaker with ice. Then we're going to add a nice, good vodka. So you want a good vodka. Even though we're making a mixed sort of cocktail, I prefer a good vodka. Prevents hangovers. And then you have an apple flavored liqueur. Then a little grenadine, which is going to give you the candy apple color. And then you get also that nice little cherry flavor. So we have the apple already in there, the cherry flavor, and then we have the sweetness from the rim, and it gives you that candy apple flavor. Oh, I almost forgot the most important part.
What's that?
How could I forget
You
that?
had the vodka.
Apple cider. God, I know I wanted to get you looped.
Okay.
Apple cider. So on my blog, I will show you how to make fresh apple juice from Granny Smith apples. And it's really very simple, but here we're going to do a shortcut. So we're going to use apple cider, which it'll give you that very similar flavor, but by doing it fresh, it's really amazing. So if you want to just take an extra 10 minutes to do it fresh, it's worth it. And here's just a little shortcut. We're just going to shake it vigorously. We want ice crystals. And then our candy apple martini. So you have that beautiful red color, just like a candy apple. Then we have that pretty red sugar rim. So I'm pouring two for a reason.
Well,
one for me, one for you. And then to top it off with a beautiful color, a Granny Smith apple, thinly sliced. And there you have it. The candy apple martini.
Lovely, lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. I love it.
Oh, that is
It's tart,
too
it's
good.
sweet, mimics a candy apple martini, or mimics a candy apple, I should say.
That's
the candy apple martini.
delicious, Shereen. This is absolutely very good, and it's not too strong.
Mm-mm.
It's perfect. It's good. Yum yum. I could like these.
One more sip, please.
So we'll have to tell all of our friends, and you'll have to look on Tweeteats.
Tweetandeats.com for the recipes.
And find a lot of other really great recipes, and we're going to be working together some more through the holidays to come up with some more recipes for everyone. Shereen, you were telling me you've developed a lot of other different recipes for drinks. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you've done?
Well, I've developed a ton, but I do also have a nice variety on tweetandeats.com. So if you go under the recipe tab and then also follow down to the cocktail tab, I have many different recipes from summer to fall to winter, spring, a lot of fall festive drinks. I also did a pumpkin pie white Russian. So
oh my gosh, are you kidding?
Yeah,
that sounds
it's yummy.
Delicious. Oh my gosh.
A caramel apple martini, the candy apple martini. So a lot to, when you're entertaining, it's nice just to have that one signature cocktail to take the stress off of you. You can prepare it ahead in a nice pitcher and just cover it with saran wrap. That way when your guests come, your cocktail glasses, your martini glasses are already prepped and set out. Shake it, pour them, stress is off of you, and everyone is happy.
And you can only find these recipes on your blog with Tweetneats, because these are all developed by you.
Yes.
So these are all original. You can't find this anywhere else, and it's really good. It's
Thank
really
you.
delicious.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Shereen.
you.
And I'm going to go to the block myself because it's entertainment time here, and holidays are coming up.